Calvin, and you don't even have to be a parent for this to upset you, especially when this involved a 6-month-old little girl, an innocent child who did not deserve this. Details released in an autopsy report that describe injuries of large lacerations to her, that her parents are to blame. Let's show you what they look like. You're looking at the mug shots of 24-year-old Nathan Richard and Arnell Floyd. Miami-Dade police say these parents are now facing first-degree charges after being...
You came into my life, sent from above, better than a dream, such a perfect love, and I'll adore you till the end of time, angel of mine.
Alright, what's up with y'all? I'm back again with another video. So look, before I move forward into the video, I definitely got to start it off with some positivity. I want to tell all my supporters out there that's rocking with me on a day-to-day consistent basis that I definitely appreciate y'all, and even my new supporters as well. This is for you also. I just want to tell you that I appreciate y'all, and I hope that everything is going the way that you want it to go in your life. And if it's not right now, don't give up on nothing that you got going on. Stay motivated, consistent, and yeah, keep you some faith with you with everything that you do, and everything will work its way out. But you got to stay motivated, dedicated, and have some faith with you, for real, for real. And yeah, man, I wish y'all nothing but the best in every aspect of your life. And when I say this, I'm only talking to my supporters and to those who are reciprocating the same energy back to me, and to those who say the same thing back to me in return. But other than that, let's go ahead and move forward into the situation, because we got a crazy topic to talk about today. And it's happening so often to the point where it's getting common, and that's not a good thing. But basically, long story short, it's a couple. Well, let me say RP to the baby, forget them. RP to this beautiful baby. The baby's name, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to butcher the name, but I definitely have to try. Naylani Allen, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She was 6 months, man. 6 months. And her parents, they ended up taking this baby's life. Now, it's so many different speculations around this situation, so I want to say allegedly in every aspect from beginning to the end in this scenario, but allegedly the mother and the father took the baby's life. Now, when they went to the hospital to drop the baby off, they said that there was nothing wrong with the baby prior to this situation. But, you know, once they did their investigation, they actually seen that the baby had, you know, fractured ribs, organs were ripped. I mean, I can't say the correct term, so a lot of things will be blurred out. If you need to hear something that's so, you know, detailed, you can find it somewhere else. But I gotta, you know, minimize certain things that I say, you know. But, you know, the baby's organs was messed up. I mean, and they actually seen that some of the bruises and stuff like that came up a couple of days later. But they actually seen that stuff was also healing. So with that being said, what I'm taking from this is that the baby was already harmed, and they seen other things that were already healing. So it was previous problems plus new problems as well. And it's just so sad and unfortunate. The neighbors also said that they've been hearing certain things next door. They said that they heard items being thrown, they heard a lot of racket fighting, and they also said that people are being thrown in the house. Now, I feel like that with them getting so many calls about DV, domestic violence, that somebody should have been taken to jail. Now, I understand one incident, but one incident could be too many. But I can understand once y'all kind of let certain things go by. But when it comes to 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, people need to be separated, in my personal opinion. You know, I feel like, this is my personal opinion, everything is allegedly from beginning to the end, but I feel like that they were so mad at each other that they started doing something to the baby. That's my personal opinion. Hey, I'm not here to argue with nobody. If y'all in the family, y'all can't be mad at me for having my personal opinion, because I'm pretty sure y'all done seen everything that everybody has been saying online. But ultimately, you know, they said that they seen fist prints in the doors, refrigerator doors, and they seen holes in the walls. And I mean, it's just so crazy that all of this stuff been going on around a 6-month baby. I mean, all of that pure love around y'all should make y'all, you know, try to switch things up. But hey, I feel like that, you know, this situation, the truth will come out. But as of now, they have no bond, and I have multiple videos with different pieces of evidence. A lot of them are saying some of the same things, but a little piece of more evidence is added in each one. So y'all might want to stay around so y'all can hear all the details and get all of the information that's out there. So before let's get into this video, man.
Story involving a 6-month-old baby girl. Her parents are now under arrest and charged with her. Local 10's Roy Reynolds live line with Homestead with the details. Roy.
Calvin, and you don't even have to be a parent for this to upset you, especially when this involved a 6-month-old little girl, an innocent child who did not deserve this. Details released in an autopsy report that describe injuries of large lacerations to her organs, internal and contusions, and police say that her parents are to blame. Let's show you what they look like. You're looking at the mug shots of 24-year-old Nathan Richard and Arnell Floyd. Miami-Dade police say these parents are now facing first-degree charges after being accused of murdering their 6-month-old daughter. Floyd faced a Miami-Dade County judge along with Allen this afternoon. In court, we learned the parents brought their daughter, identified as Nalani Allen, to Baptist Hospital in Homestead in cardiac arrest Sunday afternoon. It's doctors who determined that baby had no pulse and signs of child abuse. Nalani was pronounced an hour after her arrival at the hospital. As investigators spoke with the parents of that child, they say there were conflicting reports of how the victim obtained the injuries at their home inside the Villa Portofino community off Northeast 8th Street and 21st Place. The child's injuries consistent with ribs, cuts and bruises, large lacerations to her organs, and internal. And as I read through that report, I can tell you that investigators were also out here at this community speaking with residents who live here, neighbors who lived right next to those parents. They described domestic violence. They say they could hear large objects being thrown against the wall, at times people being thrown at the walls.
And I want to say this also, that, you know, I know we don't like to get in people's business. I don't want to, it's hard for me to say this, but I feel like that sometimes you have to let people know what's going on next door, because you could potentially be saving a life. Right now, this baby could have been alive if they had other outsiders calling in. I'm not trying to blame nobody else, because the parents should have been doing their job from the beginning and being upstanding people, you know. But overall, ultimately, sometimes it's okay to butt in. I mean, it's just how it is, man. And I know I believe in minding my business and stuff like that, but if I can hear you hollering and crying and babies and stuff getting thrown, people getting thrown, man, it'll be on my conscience for the rest of my life. If I done try to do something, hell, I go knock on y'all door to ask y'all, can y'all chill, you know what I'm saying, what's going on? I know it's dangerous as well, but I don't know, man. I just feel like that'll be a good thing to do sometimes, because a lot of people are losing their lives and people heard everything the whole time. Let's get back into it.
That is something that obviously Miami-Dade police are continuing to look into. Both of those parents do remain behind bars, now being held with no bond. For now, here in Homestead, Roy Ramos
behind bars accused in their 6-month-old baby girl.
They're now facing first-degree charges. We have Local 10's Annalise Garcia joining us live in West Miami-Dade with this heartbreaking story.
Yeah, good morning, JC, Eric. A very difficult story to hear this morning, but these two parents from Homestead are being accused of murdering their 6-month-old. They told investigators that the child had no prior injuries, no issues, but doctors found that after an examination, there was a very different story behind all of this.
Nathan Allen and Arnell Floyd, parents from Homestead, facing a judge Thursday.
Good afternoon, Ms. Floyd. You were arrested for one count of first-degree / aggravated child abuse.
The two arrested after doctors pronounced their daughter Nalani after being brought to Homestead Hospital. The doctors say an x-ray revealing several fractured ribs in different stages of healing and multiple bruises days later on Tuesday. An autopsy revealed fresh contusions, internal large to internal organs, and blunt force injuries throughout the victim's torso. There, Nalani's ruled a homicide. During a search warrant at their home, police saying the house was in disarray, as well as multiple holes in the walls the size of a fist, as well as dents in the refrigerator door which appear to be shaped in the size of a fist. Police adding their address on Northeast 21st Avenue has had numerous reports of domestic violence. Neighbors described the disputes as violent, with items and or persons being thrown into the walls around the residence.
So still so many questions as to what happened here, what unfolded that led to this baby girl's death. Both these parents now facing murder charges, and they're being held without bond. We're live in West Miami-Dade. Annalise Garcia, Local 10.
New details revealed about a couple in their 20s accused of their baby. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live in Homestead tonight with more on the charges the two now face. Roy.
Nicole, the details of this one just very upsetting. In the arrest report that we were able to receive, the details describe the injuries that child sustained, injuries that include bones, cuts and bruises, and internal bleeding, and all at the hands, allegedly, of the child's parents.
I'll adore you till the end of time.
A touching tribute to 6-month-old Nalani Allen posted by her mother to Facebook with a caption that read in part, "On May 12, 2024, my first Mother's Day, my child passed away. Nalani was my world."
Good afternoon, Ms. Floyd. You were arrested for one count of first-degree / aggravated child abuse.
But it's that mother, identified by Miami-Dade police as 24-year-old Arnell Floyd, along with the child's father, Nathan Richard, in court this week, now charged with the infant's.
Sir, you were arrested for one count of first-degree / aggravated child abuse.
It's very sad to see a little child like that go like that.
Neighbors I spoke with who live in the Villa Portofino community off Northeast A Street and 21st Place described hearing the news and the disturbing details that led to Nalani's. The two, seen here with their daughter in these pictures, were arrested after bringing the child to Homestead Hospital, where doctors determined the baby had no pulse and severe signs of child abuse. Nalani was pronounced an hour after her arrival.
I didn't know that. My cousin just told me. I was like, that is crazy. If you didn't want kids, why have kids?
During a search warrant at their home, police reported the house in disarray, as well as multiple holes in the walls the size of a fist, as well as dents in the refrigerator door, which appear to be shaped in the size of a fist.
That's a real good question. You know, I see a lot of people praising people for giving away kids and stuff like that instead of hurting them. And I do definitely agree with that. I just can't praise that, because I feel like that you should be doing everything that you should do or could do to be a parent in every shape, form, or fashion. But yeah, I don't feel like you should be having children if you really don't want them. So think about what you're doing before you get into it. And I understand mental health plays a part, postpartum plays a part, and all of that other type of stuff. But I want to say that, you know, you got to be careful, you know, with getting into things that could potentially change your life forever. And I know sometimes you really don't know how things will be overall, but please give the child away if you feel like you want to harm them and stuff like that. But I feel like this was more of a toxic situation with these people. Some people hurt each other through other things or other people. So, you know, that might be the case right here. But like I said before, I don't understand how somebody can want to harm something so precious. Like, literally, you have to be crazy as hell to be doing stuff like that. It's sickening. Let's get back into it.
And investigators say that a neighbor also reported several instances of domestic violence. Well, today I did get a chance to speak to the next door neighbor of that couple, who spoke with me through a closed door, but did say those details would surface in court and had no further comment. As for the suspects, they do remain behind bars, now being held with no bond. For now, here in Homestead, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Shocking and heartbreaking. The crime alert tonight, a mother and father facing a judge accused of her baby girl.
Doctors say the 6-month-old had severe signs of child abuse. Local 10's Samir Nefsi is live in Homestead with the disturbing details. Samir.
And this discovery comes after the parents told investigators their daughter was in good health and had no injuries. However, doctors discovering quite a different case. These two Homestead parents, Nathan Allen and Arnell Floyd, facing a judge Thursday.
Good afternoon, Ms. Floyd. You were arrested for one count of first-degree / aggravated child abuse. Good afternoon, sir. You were arrested for one count of first-degree / aggravated child abuse.
Police arresting the pair after doctors pronounced their daughter, Nalani, after being brought to Homestead Hospital. There, doctors say an x-ray revealed several fractured ribs in different stages of healing and multiple bruises. Days later, on Tuesday, an autopsy revealed fresh contusions, internal large lacerations to internal organs, and blunt force injuries throughout the victim's torso. Nalani's ultimately ruled homicide. During a search warrant here at their Northeast 21st Avenue home, police say the house was found in disarray, as well as multiple holes in the walls the size of a fist, as well as dents in the refrigerator door, which appear to be shaped in the size of a fist. Police adding their address has had numerous reports of domestic violence. Neighbors described the disputes as with items and or persons being thrown into walls around the residence. And both parents remain behind bars with no bond. We're live tonight at Homestead. I'm Samir Nafsi, Local 10 News.
Well, that's the end of that situation. Like I said before, I don't know what really took place in this whole thing, but I do want to say that it's not good to be in toxic situations. If you are involved in something that's, you know, considered as DV, domestic violence and things like that, you need to get away from that as fast as possible. There's no way in the hell you should stay in a toxic situation for no circumstances at all. I mean, whatsoever. If it's not serving you in any type of way, you need to get away from it. And if it is causing you any type of turmoil, any type of frustration, harm in any way, shape, form, or fashion, please exit these situations. It's not a good idea to be dealing with certain people. And yeah, I see people saying that it was the dude. They saying that it was her. Anyway it go, if any parent is doing anything to this child, the other parent should have did what they needed to do to go ahead and stop it. I know people that would have laid down their life if their child was getting harmed by the other parent. I don't give a damn what nobody says. There's no justification for it at all. But ultimately, the baby will get justice in my personal opinion. And I feel like that, yeah, they got the right people. And if they didn't, my bad, I'm sorry. But I think they got the right people, because the way that they said that this baby was done, it definitely had to been hands-on. It definitely wasn't anything outside of their hands. They was actually doing something to the baby, or they was grabbing objects and stuff like that. But I don't think that they were just doing, like, throwing the baby. I mean, they probably was. I don't know, but I feel like it was more of them doing something, or one person doing something. But anyway, you're just as wrong for being an enabler in these type of situations. But that's all I gotta say about it. I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this, and I will holler at y'all later on another video. All right.